Hey guys, FlameDog3 here, again with the IPA Season 2 interview. Here I am with Michael, coach of the San Diego Charizard. Say hello.
How you doing, guys?
Alright, so, Michael, obviously a couple interviews have gone up already, and I think finally the power rankings for the actual analysts have come out. But let's start off with your last season. You made playoffs. I'm pretty sure you made it to the semifinals. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then you lost the trip.
That is correct, actually.
All right. So you were pretty close to the gold last season and just fell short. Um. How 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 do you feel last season went, and how do you want to improve from last season to this season?
Honestly, last season went a lot better than I expected to. IPA season one was literally the first time I had ever done any sort of competitive battling.
So it was your first time playing competitively. It didn't. It definitely didn't look like
Yeah,
that.
no, it was.
Oh, you.
Any success I might have had, I'll attribute it to a lot of the PokeTubers I've watched, Joey, Dan, Shady,
It's actually
but no.
really insane that you come in. Because we have a fairly competitive group of people last season. Yeah, we had some issues with people leaving the league and things like that. But I mean, obviously it's the first season. Things are going to try to come together. Hopefully the league doesn't fall apart, which it didn't. And so yeah, and you come in first time playing competitive Mons basically, and you rock it, and that's great actually. That's actually really interesting to me.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I know I like when I first started playing competitive Mons. I think it was like almost 2 years ago now. It's basically 3 years ago. X and Y already came out. Oh man, I feel like I'm getting old, but I'm only like 19. So,
Yeah, you make me feel old.
oh gosh, but X and Y came out like 3 years ago now. That's gross. That is just wrong. I don't know. Like that's when I started competitive Mons, and I feel like I'm only all right at it. And you obviously you made it further than the playoffs than I did. So it's definitely something to be proud of, being your first time playing full competitive. Um, I'm not sure if you dabbed in it a little bit before, but I mean, taking full competitiveness on, very impressive in my opinion. So, going on to this season, how do you feel? Do you feel good? Like, do you think you're gonna be able to make playoffs again, or do you think you're going to miss playoffs because of your division you're in, or, um, I don't know. How do you think you're gonna fare?
To be honest, I don't think I'm gonna make the playoffs again this season. I like looking at this division. I honestly think I know a lot of people say the divisions are gonna be harder than they were last year, but I mean, looking at my division, myself, Josh, and Brett, right there, 3 out of the 6 playoffs contenders right there.
Yeah.
And then Star. I haven't had the privilege of watching Star battle. Star, if you end up watching this, sorry, but I have heard nothing but good things about Star's battling, and I know it's not going to be easy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to try. I feel like I'm a lot better prepared. I have a lot better understanding than I did last season, but by no means do I think it's going to be easy for me to make playoffs. I had a lot of luck last season and I think I'm gonna need a lot more to get there this time.
Yeah, I mean, luck is basically the name of the game of Pokemon. I mean, it's not really the most competitive game out there. And I mean, it should be easier. I'm not playing in it. I mean, I'm a playoff contender, and I'm out. I'm an analyst now, so I mean, you should have an easier time making playoffs. I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Um,
you got the fun job.
oh yeah, I get the fun job of interviewing people. Trying not to be busy when I'm busy, usual stuff. Uh, just looking at people's drafts and rating them and things like that. It's a whatever thing, but I just, yeah, the fun job, fun. But anyhow, Michael, let's go into your draft. You had fourth overall pick, and obviously you it seems like you knew what you were going to pick fourth overall because you took Volcanion right away, and Volcanion's a new Mondo League format. I don't think I've ever seen used in League format. Obviously, it's just recently released, so it's going to be very hard for people to find Volcanion. And find like see how it works and how versatile it can be. But it's a bulky water and a strong fire, like very strong fire mon. So, your thoughts on that being your first pick, fourth overall? Are you just wanting to see how it goes, you test it, how well it works, or do you think it's going to be really good in league format? Obviously, you took it, so you think it's going to be really good. But thoughts on why you picked that first?
Absolutely. I'm sure, like myself, a lot of the other battlers in this league, they're hoping to see what Volcanion is capable of. I mean, it's slower base speed is not exactly the best thing, but believe it's base 130 special attack, even base 110 physical attack is nothing to shy about. Strong, I think what base 120 is defense special defense. I could be wrong, but overall it's very bulky. It's considering water absorb, great ability considering Scald is one of the best moves in the game. Automatically that shuts down a lot of Scald users right there. And I mean, I guess the main reason I picked it up is I just want to see what I can do with it.
Just see how it works, like I stated. And I mean,
Yep.
yeah, it's not that hard. Like, if I were in a draft, I would have thought about picking it up. More than likely, I probably wouldn't have, because I don't know. To me, it's not that appealing. But I mean, I can definitely see where it's appealing. You have a 50% chance to burn. You have a better Scald, which is considered one of the best moves in the game. So if not the best move in the game, because burns really limit people. But you have a better Scald. And then you have the ability Water Absorb, like you said, which can help with some weaknesses if you were to draft some weaknesses. But since you had fourth pick, you had to wait quite a bit for your next pick, which happens, I mean, if you're at the beginning or at the end of the draft. You're going to have to wait a little bit somewhere along the line. But going to your second pick in the draft, you ended up picking Thundurus Incarnate, which I feel like is a great pickup alongside Volcanion. You have two mons that hit like trucks. Well, kind of like trucks. And they hurt when you get hit by them. And Thunderous Eye is a fast electric type, which is what people say you need for a good draft. You need a fast electric type, a ground type, and this mons you're used to, and you picked up the fast electric type round 2. Thoughts about pairing up Thundurus Incarnate and Volcanion?
So Thundurus Incarnate put in a lot of work for me last season. I honestly think that out of all three, between Thundurus, Landorus, and Tornadus, I really think Thundurus is you can do the most work with it. I mean, because when it comes to the three of them, Thunderous Eyes run a lot more than Thundurus Therian. You only see, like I said, we have Landorus Eyes banned right now. Thundurus Eye, I believe, went very late in the draft, or did not get drafted at all, which tells you just what people think about it. Yeah, looking at the draft here, he did not get picked up. And then, so Thundurus Therian is good and all, but Prankster Thunderwave comes in.
Yeah, I mean,
basically shut down at that point. Plus, I can get up an agility, I can get up a nasty plot.
I think the nasty thoughts, like the question I usually bring up of tits or ass. I mean, they gotta think. I think Thundy. I'm not sure what kind of person he would be or mon he would be, but I mean, he's obviously going to be thinking those nasty thoughts sooner or later in the season, But yeah, it's very versatile. It can do what it needs to do, and then you go along and basically you also amend electric resist there, but then you go along with your third round pick and pick up a electric immunity, which is great with Mega Sceptile. So Volcanion can't be hit by electric type attacks because you can just switch in Mega Sceptile if it's Mega. And Mega Sceptile again hits like a truck specially. So I see the theme here is like, and the thing with Mega Sceptile, you can also run an SD set on it. So and it's super fast. It's not as fast as Mega Aerodactyl, say, but definitely is fast, and definitely need to prep for speed, and you don't need to run a lot of speed in it. So now you have the electric immunity, Protect Volcanion, and as you go on your draft, obviously you get more so balanced along the way. But let's say let's talk about Liscatelli a little bit. Why'd you pick a third round? I feel like it's a little bit early third round. I didn't think anybody else would probably take it. I think it could have possibly even been your last pick. But again, you've seen some value there, so if you want to talk about it, go ahead.
Well, for season one, I had focused on a Dragon Steel Fairy core with Salamence, Metagross, and Sylveon. This season, I wanted to focus more so on a Fire, Water, Grass core, and I was able to cover that with just Volcanion and Mega Sceptile alone.
Yeah.
I have been talking to, I believe it was Tom, who he had asked me what I was picking up in the round, and I told him, and he said that that was going to be his pick. So I had planned on using it. Like I told myself after Trip beat me in the semis last season, like I had literally after that match was over, I had pulled out my notepad. I started writing down draft possibilities for the next season, and I started looking at some of the megas I had never thought about using. Ones I'd only used in like first time playing the games and stuff. But I really wanted to give Mega Sceptile a shot, and
Yeah, you gave it
so when it came, yeah, I'm actually looking. Like I'm really looking forward to being able to use it this season. I think it's actually going to do a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it could do a lot of work as well. I feel like definitely there's a mon that people could overlook, especially as a Mega itself. I mean, it's a hard special attacker, and it can set up SDs all day. And if you want, you probably could run it bulky in some way. I mean, obviously you have more weaknesses than you probably would want on it, but you could probably try to fit a bulky set in there. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. All right, so the rest of the draft is obviously covered in the power rankings, and I don't think the video is up, but we did release our power rankings, at least the analysts did. So let's go look at the power rankings here quickly. You're gonna be the first one to respond to all three analysts. I think Zexus did do yours. So, all right. So you got placed in mine at 6, Zexus's at 7th, and Gareth's at 8th. So
I like the flow.
It's pretty fun. It's ironic. It's ironic. So obviously pre-draft power rankings don't mean that much. They're just saying like how someone looks at your draft on paper, and how well do they think it will perform. For me, I feel like you can, it will perform well. Obviously, you're in top 8. Everyone thinks it's going to perform well. I feel like it's a very good draft. But so out of one of the three, my power rankings obviously say that basically you're making playoffs. So any response to the power rankings? Do you feel like this is where you felt like you should be? Do you think you should be higher? Do you think you should be lower? Or
Honestly, I do feel I like my draft. I do. I mean, for the excuse me, for the limited amount of competitive experience that I have, I do feel like I've drafted a lot better than I would have in the past. But I don't like to put myself up on a pedestal. I mean, I honestly hate being ranked high in drafts because then I think it kind of gets to me, mentally. It's like, oh, if everybody thinks I'm going to do so well, I can't really disappoint anybody. And then if I have a bad game, I kind of hit a downward slope. Whereas if I'm ranked low, I'd rather be ranked lower on power rankings. That way, if I do actually like perform well this season, people can be pleasantly surprised, and myself included.
I mean, I feel like you're gonna do well. I definitely do. You made playoffs last season, and I mean, this is gonna be a nice segue going and talking about your division. And I feel like going in your division, I think it's actually one of the hardest ones if I remember correctly. Let me find it here.
Yeah, Johto division is myself, Josh, Brett, and Star.
Oh yeah, it's one of the harder ones. Like you said, two playoff contenders and Brett, Josh. Well, three of them. And Star, he has a fairly good team. He's rated pretty high on the power rankings. And from what I like you said, from what I understand, people have been saying he's really good. So it definitely should be an intense competition here. And then it's like even if you try to fight for the wild card spot, it's gonna be hard for you because in the Kanto you have Jorge, Ethan, Matt, and Max. And basically, I feel like this is the hardest conference, and you're in probably the hardest division, if not second hardest. Um, Again, I have to say this just to make sure that people understand. All the divisions are real hard. Like, there is no slouch division. It's just comparatively hard. Like, you have some divisions that look easier, but I mean, they're still going to be hard. And your division definitely looks like one of the hardest. And you're gonna have to fight your way in the playoffs, basically. Like everyone else is gonna have to fight their way in the playoffs. It should be interesting. I feel like the playoff race is gonna be very close.
Yeah,
And
I couldn't agree more, Alex.
it's gonna be an interesting season to say the least. But we already talked about how you feel on your division a little bit, and so I'm just gonna. Usually, this is where I would end the interview. But again, like the running trend is going, we'll have some fun questions here, and because all I can think about right now is Tristan Smoothie from last interview. Here's your first question. What is your favorite kind of smoothie?
My favorite kind of smoothie has to be a raspberry lemonade smoothie.
Raspberry. Oh, that sounds delicious. I want a smoothie now, but I'm not sure if I can get one anywhere. I'm about to find out. But it's like 9 o'clock at night. I'm craving a smoothie. Gotta love college. Oh gosh, I might be pregnant or something.
Oh god.
Oh gosh. But I'm more of a blueberry or blue raspberry kind of guy. So yeah, I don't know. That sounds really good though. Raspberry lemonade. Mm. All right. So second question is. All right. Let me see. Um, what type of laundry detergent do you use?
I use. Hold on, let me check my pantry. What am I using right now?
Using
I've got extra sensations. There we
extra
go.
sensations.
The bulky load.
The bulk. Hey, gotta have that bulk. I mean, you have a lot of clothes. I mean, you gotta throw in a lot of laundry soap to clean them. I gotcha. I gotcha. You know, I'm not sure what I use. I probably use Great Value or some shit like that because I'm poor. Oh, I use Purex pads.
Mm.
The cheap kind of pads. I get 44 pads, so I get 44 loads for only like $3. I feel like it's worth it, you know. And it helps the environment because it dissolves and nothing bad. Gotta be happy about that. Gotta be happy about that. So one more question. What's your favorite Pokemon? This one I've asked everybody.
Lucario. Hands
Lucario.
down. Lucario because it is just so goddamn versatile.
See, I'm not sure if you're a big fan of TCG or not, but there's like this two rares Lucario cards, and I think they have pretty cool artwork. That actually just came out, and I believe it's Fates Collided, or I don't know, not Fates Collided. Maybe it's Fates Collided. I don't know what the pack is called. I haven't even bought a pack of that yet. But there's some really cool Lucario art. I really, that's all I can think about right now is it's like it has like this Mega Alakazam just staring at it in the background, like it's about to like murder this Lucario, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, you know, Lucario's a cool mon. Obviously a big fanfare from Gen 4 being in Smash Brothers twice. Um, can't really complain about that. So, Michael, I would like to say thank you for the interview. Thanks for coming out, making time for this. You know, it's always nice to get to know the competitors a little bit more.
Absolutely, Alex. I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this. I know it was a little later than both you and myself had intended, and like I said, I appreciate it all very much.
Oh yeah, it's not a problem. Like I said, I've been wanting to try to get these done. Definitely have a lot more to go. Hopefully I can get some more done tomorrow, and then after finals week. I mean, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do these after the season starts still. So we'll see by then. But yeah, thank you for coming out. Good luck on the season and season 2. Let's see if you make playoffs, and well, obviously, just have fun, man. Gotta.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, thanks guys for watching. See ya.
Take care.